Thank you very much, Sir Pete, for that very informative presentation. Now, data are merely numbers if not interpreted. To share with us insights from the results of the 2018 official poverty statistics in Davao Region, help me welcome the Regional Director of the National Economic and Development Authority, Ms. Maria Lourdes D.
Thank you. To our esteemed Assistant National Statistician, Vilma Gillian and the party, to OIC Regional Director Benito Amoyan of PSA 11, colleagues from government, partners from the private sector, and civil society organizations, our media friends, ladies and gentlemen, maayong buntag kanatong tanan. At the outset, let me commend the PSA for a comprehensive and well-structured presentation on the full year 2018 official poverty statistics for Davao Region. So we had the full explanation on the methodology by ANS Wilma, and of course the poverty estimate that followed, given by Director Benito Amoyan. And thank you for this opportunity to convey NEDA's statement, which will endeavor to correlate the poverty estimates with Davao Region's development performance. We are also pleased that finally there is a poverty estimate for the highly urbanized city of Davao, separate from the province of Davao del Sur. And this has been a persistent clamor from the LGU, our highly urbanized city, in the past. Over the course of 3 years, Davao Region's poverty incidence has decreased substantially, surpassing our 2018 target and coming very close to the 2022 end of plan target, thanks to the sustained implementation of social protection programs, the high economic growth, and bullish investments that have translated to employment generation, improved labor market conditions, and enhanced incomes and wages of the poor and vulnerable sectors. Indeed, it is encouraging that our poverty level is continuing to decline as the lives of our kababayans continue to improve. The poverty numbers tell us that this region has indeed made progress, not just in terms of increasing overall incomes, but also in reducing inequality. And as presented, Davao Region's poverty incidence among families dropped to 13.7% in 2018 from 18% in 2015. Likewise, poverty incidence among the population declined to 18.9% from 23.5%. So this means that about 36,000 families, or 178,000 individuals, have been lifted out of poverty in this region. We see a disparity between poverty incidence among families at 13.7% and poverty incidence among population at 18.9% within the same period. This is because poor families generally have more children, indicating a higher proportion of poor individuals to the total population. Poor families in Davao Region, by the way, are those who live below the monthly poverty threshold of 10,797, which is the minimum income a family needs to buy basic food and non-food requirements. And according to PSA, about 70% of the poor family's budget is set aside for food. Now, having seen the figures, I invite you to revisit the region's economic scenario between 2015 and 2018. to get a sense of how the prevailing environment had affected the incidence of poverty in our region. Foremost, Davao region expanded in terms of its gross regional domestic product by 8.6% in 2018, which was higher than the 7.9% growth recorded in 2015. Now, services accounted for the biggest share at 49.3%, followed by industry at 40.1%, and agriculture, hunting, forestry, and fishing at about 10.6%. At constant prices, the gross regional domestic product in 2018 was estimated at 400.8 billion pesos, or roughly 817 billion pesos at current prices. The labor market continued to improve overall. Unemployment was down to 4.3% in 2018 from a level of 4.9% in 2015. So one major factor that brought down poverty incidence was that more jobs were available to the population, so they had incomes. And among the region's key employment generators were information technology and business process management, wholesale and retail trade, transport and logistics, manufacturing, construction, agribusiness, banking and finance, hotel, restaurant and tourism, education and health and wellness services. Now, relatedly, income growth was boosted by 4 tranches of salary increase beginning 2016 for civilian government personnel, and granting of additional benefits for the military and uniformed personnel. So those from government had really benefited from the salary standardization law since 2016. The region's daily minimum wages were also adjusted from 312 in June 2014 to 370 in August 2018, and that's for the agricultural sectors. For the retail and non-agri sectors, the minimum wages rose to as high as 396 pesos for this region. Now, to recall, the region's annual inflation rate ranged 1.5% to 3.1% from 2015 to 2017. But in 2018, this rose to 5.6% as consumer prices peaked during the second half when global oil prices skyrocketed and food prices soared due to local supply bottlenecks or shortages, especially of rice, and inflation had since stabilized as prices of oil and rice normalized. On fiscal policy, the implementation of tax reform for acceleration and inclusion, or TRAIN, translated to more benefits in terms of better income, health and social services, and increase in infrastructure projects, which opened more job opportunities, especially in the countryside. On infrastructure, government made definite progress in its massive program we all know as Build, 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 which heightened demand for construction and skilled workers and created more employment opportunities for Davaoenos. Increased investments and flourishing business environment further boosted employment. There was a surge of 111% in the number of small and medium enterprises that availed of government services in 2018. On the other hand, the passage of the Ease of Doing Business law which contributed to the region's robust performance. Also, increase opportunities for entrepreneurs. The establishment of 49 negosyo centers in the LGUs in this region help promote ease of doing business by bringing services of the national government nearer to the people, which facilitated the processing of business documents and supported our MSMEs. The reduction of poverty can also be largely attributed to the international OFW remittances, which significantly improved the incomes of the migrant families. The OFWs from Davao region who worked abroad during the period April to September 2018 were estimated at 75,867 workers, or 3.3% of the country's total. Moreover, the sustained implementation, expansion, and enhancement of the government social assistance programs, such as the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino, the conditional and unconditional cash transfers, the Pantawid Pasada, and the social pension provided additional income to the poorest sectors of the society. As of 2018, the regular conditional cash transfer program implemented by DSWD had served 226,000 household beneficiaries, while 29,000 families, more households, were catered under the modified CCP specifically for the IP communities. Now, these programs induced more economic activities in the poorest barangays and allowed beneficiaries to diversify their livelihood. Amid the challenges confronting the Duterte administration, Davao Region's economy essentially grew stronger and more resilient. This resulted in the upliftment of more people from poverty and highly indicates that we are on track in the implementation of the Davao Regional Development Plan for this planning period 2017 to 2022. Now moving on to the provincial poverty estimates, we have noted that except for Davao Oriental, the region's provinces had lower poverty incidences in 2018 thanks to the enabling factors mentioned earlier. Davao Oriental's higher poverty incidence, on the other hand, may be attributed to the 75% decline in the price of copra for that year, 2018, which is the main source of the people's income in the said province. The PSA responded to the long-standing request to disaggregate Davao City's poverty incidence from that of the province of Davao del Sur. Hence, we can now track the performance of both LGUs. Unlike in the past, when the low poverty incidence of Davao City masked the performance of Davao del Sur. The city of Davao, which is more than 2.5 times the population of Davao del Sur, is a commercial, service, and manufacturing center, while the latter, Davao del Sur province, is primarily agricultural. Meanwhile, to complement the income-based poverty indicators that were earlier presented, we at NEDA express our support to the adoption of a multidimensional poverty index, or the MPI, in measuring poverty. This will capture the multiple deprivations a person or a family experiences with respect to basic needs, which include education, health, and other living standards. And this will help improve the design of development programs, particularly poverty alleviation programs of the government. Moving forward, we need to sustain and further enhance the strategies embodied in the Philippine and the Davao Regional Development Plans for 2017 to 2022. We have just updated our Philippine and Davao Regional Development Plans, noting that our vision is to end poverty by 2040. Government must take advantage of the momentum it has built in recent years, while earnestly pursuing other key reforms. One is strengthening partnerships with our local government units to expand and enhance the implementation of social protection programs. And we should call for more opportunities for entrepreneurship, job creation, and sustainable livelihood for our low-skilled labor force. Our LGUs and business sectors shall adopt disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation in their strategies towards decreasing exposure and vulnerability and increasing resilience of our communities. We shall sustain policies that help stabilize prices, such as the rice tariffication law, while giving farmers the technical support through the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, thereby addressing poverty amongst our farmers. So those are only some of the measures that will be undertaken this medium term to further reduce poverty. We assure our stakeholders that together with the private sector, we in government will continue to work at improving the quality of life of our people, leaving no one behind. Our goal goes beyond poverty reduction. It is about enabling every Filipino to enjoy a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay. In closing, may we, Davaoeños, find inspiration in the Filipinos' collective aspirations embodied in the ambition natin 2040, which states that in 2040, all Filipinos will enjoy a stable and comfortable lifestyle, secure in the knowledge that we have enough for our daily needs and unexpected expenses, and that we can plan and prepare for our own and children's futures. Our families live together in a place of our own, yet we have the freedom to go where we desire, protected and enabled by a clean, efficient, and fair government. So ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your participation in this presentation or forum on the 2018 official poverty estimates. Thank you and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Director